Welcome, everybody. I'm Nick van Bergh, the CMO of BlockDAG, and this is our second podcast of this incredible event, ETH Canal. I'm here with an amazing team, Anthony, our CEO, and Alejandro, our new partner from Betski. And guys, I just want to start off with saying, how was poker last night?
Poker was great. Really enjoyed it. Good vibes, good talks, really good event. What do you think?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, my money could have gone further, but other than that, enjoyed the evening, and yeah, some good laughs as well.
I must say it was a nice way to, I guess, in a way, celebrate this partnership that's been in the making for quite some time. I don't know if you want to just share some light on, how this all started and, where you see the future from this partnership.
Well, we started talking a lot of months ago. That was right after we sold out our pre-seed round of the Betski token. We had a big event in Panama, and after that we started talks. I've had many meetings with you, Anthony. I've had also many meetings with you, Nick, and many meetings with Steven and the rest of the team. And the more we talked about the partnership, the more you guys learned about what we were doing. We did regular updates, and there was clear progress on our platform and on the team, on the go-to-market strategy, on everything. And it was just something that really clicked. I think the synergies here are very well aligned. I think you guys are disruptors, just like we are. And we were looking for a partner that was on that category of someone innovative that was here to change the way things were done.
Yeah, very much so. And your approach, being very innovative, what I love about what you guys have done is you actually built it from the ground up. And I think, in your keynote the other day, it was quite interesting, having come from the industry, as it were, the casino entertainment industry. Your approach is very novel. It's like you looked at a lot of these opportunities and you saw, how do we learn from that? And I mean, Anthony, I don't know if you want to shed some light. It's similar to BlockDAG in that we're, third, fourth, mover into this space, but building on the back of having, 2020 vision.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think I mentioned in my keynote as well that certainly the so-called first mover advantage often doesn't exist. So we've been able to come later on, and we've surveyed the scene, looked at what others have done, and we've learned from them, and that's a massive advantage. And you guys have obviously done that as well. And yeah, just working with you guys, learning what you're doing. I mean, initially through Stephen, we had that introduction, and it made sense. I mean, we're both new businesses. We've got massive aspirations. So yeah, a lot of synergies working with you guys, and certainly look forward to this partnership taking it further.
Do you want to just share, if you may, for the community at large, what that journey looked like? So if I recall, it's been 3 years in the making. Do you want to just, shed some light on that journey and how you've built this into the success it is today?
Well, that's a great question. I'm going to try to not go too deep into it.
No worries at all.
But
you can keep it light if you want to.
I'll keep it light.
No, absolutely.
Exactly.
Or maybe geek out now and again. So.
Yeah, so it's been 3 years now. Very hectic 3 years. There's been a lot of ups, downs, challenges, but we've overcome, everything. And I think that overall, the 3 years have been a great experience. When we started, the team was 4 people. Now we're over 25. So you see the growth on the team and the people that believe the vision. And at first, you get overwhelmed with everything, all the problems that are arising, every single decision that you have to make. It's not decisions that you can take lightly, because every single decision impacts the rest and the future, and it's a domino effect. So you have to try to make the best choice that you can at every single time. So as soon as we started, we saw the vision, we saw the problem, we saw the lack of high quality platforms on emerging regions and emerging markets, and we saw that people didn't really have the chance to be part of that upside of being a casino owner, close to $100 billion industry, and the profits and the revenue are divided between a very small elite group, and that's it. So those were our two main pain points, and we wanted to tackle them, and we realized that if we tackle both with a AAA custom high quality platform, and that users can be part of that platform, ownership will beat engagement every single time, as I said yesterday. And we think that if you have a movement, as we're doing, we're not building another betting platform, we're building a movement. And that was why we started to hire our own in-house team of developers. We pictured them exactly what we wanted based on our pain points and our customer journey through other big betting platforms internationally. And we decided to hire top consultants, former general managers of some of the biggest betting operations in the world, because at the end, they have 20, 25 years of experience in the industry. They know every single pain point. They know what they would like to fix. And them working with other big operations that use white label or turnkey solutions, they cannot change those features. They cannot fix those mistakes. So we basically crafted the perfect solution for the player, and we offer investors and people and players the opportunity to be part of that opportunity.
You've got a great value proposition. I don't know if you want to unpack that. And Anthony, I'll pass that over to you in a minute, which is around giving value back to the players. So if I recall, there's a percentage that actually goes back to the players, the community that you're building. And it's also not dissimilar to the way BlockDAG's approaching, the developer community from a fee perspective. But we'll unpack that on Anthony's side in a minute. Just explain that thought process and how you guys came up with that model.
Yeah, so we thought about how to make people being a casino owner as easy as possible. And after a lot of debate, we went through NFTs, we went through DeFi, and we thought tokenization. And that was our end point, tokenization. Why? Because tokenization is the future. In music, people will own the royalties of some artist. In sports, they will own a portion of a sports club. In real estate, they will own a portion of a property. In a casino, they will own a portion of a casino. And building the first ever player-owned betting empire, it's something that at the end, a token is much more liquid, much more transparent. People will know via the blockchain how much revenue we're making, and you as a token holder being able to earn 15% of our gross gaming revenue directly from every single bet placed. It's a great way to add value to them. And, a lot of projects struggle with incentivizing buyers and incentivizing investors to buy their token. Fortunately, we don't have that problem because we're not even targeting people to bet with our token. If you bet with our token, you have good rewards. But if you don't even want to know about our token, we have all of the traditional payments in our platform: credit card, debit card, bank transfer, cash deposit, and we have all of the major cryptocurrencies. So people will be able to bet using both avenues, and a portion of that, 15% of the revenue, not even the profit, the revenue, will go to the token holders. So we're bringing value from outside our ecosystem directly into our ecosystem. And the only way that we were able to do that was through tokenization. This was something that 10 years ago was not possible. Smart contracts are 5 years old,
Absolutely, yeah.
And just as a last point, if someone has equity in a company, they need to wait for the company to break even, for them to start to become profitable, to then do a dividend cut. With a token, you're making revenue right away from day one. So
Absolutely,
it was the best for our investors.
Unbelievable. And I think that's also not dissimilar to the approach you've taken with BlockDAG and the developer community. Do you want to unpack that just at a high level to just showcase how we're embracing the developer community, looking for projects to build within our infrastructure?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we've taken a similar view. We're encouraging developers to come and build on our chain, and we believe there are a lot of good reasons to do that from a tech perspective. But what's also important is giving back to them in the same way that you discussed. So building on blockchain, there's effectively 25% of fees that the chain would go back to the developers, and we pass that back, and that's something fairly novel. I think some of the chains are starting to see the value in that, but certainly we're at the forefront of that sort of thinking. And I think, just looking back at Betski, from the conversations and even what you've been saying now, I think what we really recognize is that you guys are at the forefront of this way of thinking. I mean, we had tentative conversations with some of the, no names mentioned, traditional players, thinking, well, this was maybe a space that we were interested in. And very quickly it became clear there were very vanilla discussions around sort of there's option A, B, or C. There's no discussion of how we can work closely. There was no sort of how can we help the community, etc. So all this thinking that you're going through, I mean, the other guys just don't seem to be there. And that's what we really appreciated with the discussions with you guys.
And I think the interesting part here is that it actually is about community. And a lot of projects, they build a community for the sake of maybe potentially selling their token or, building out their business infrastructure. But I think what we're talking around here and what's been unique for BlockDAG and yourself as Betski is that you've really looked at the community and putting them into the center. And these types of initiatives are showcasing how one is forward thinking and saying, hold on, we want you to form part of our community. At the same time, by doing so, we actually not necessarily just rewarding you with random value. There's actually there's real value in actually building the business and the ecosystem together. So I think this is an incredible partnership that we've started. Just wanted to thank the audience for listening, and just been unbelievable to unpack, and really looking forward to the future. Can't wait to get stuck in from a marketing perspective and really build this into that empire that you referred to earlier. So thank you, everybody. I don't know if you want to just have any last remarks. You're welcome to, and I think maybe it's beneficial to speak maybe in Spanish if you'd like to, because we've obviously got different communities. We are also pushing out into the YouTube channels and the like. So I don't know if you want to comment.
No, certainly. No, thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Nick. It's been great. I think that this partnership is the start of something great, and I think that your community will love our product. I certainly do. I think that these types of partnerships are what makes, the start of something great. And at the end, I want to leave with something. We're changing industries, and the people like us that think that they can change an industry, they're the ones that usually do. There's a big opportunity right now, and people are passing by. Big operators are looking right in front and passing by, and we're going to take that 100%.
Absolutely.
Y para todos los oyentes en español, gracias por escucharnos. Estamos muy felices y entusiasmados de esta partnership y esperamos que en el futuro puedan acompañarnos. If you'd like betting, if you're a player, you can get your early access welcome bonus at betski.com, and you can learn more about us there. Thank you, guys.
Pleasure.
Okay. It might be useful just to mention what our community might see in the future.
Sure.
I just thought everyone's probably, they understand that we have this partnership, but what can they expect from it in terms of a BlockDAG holder? So, we've got a bit of work in terms of exactly what that's going to look like, but I think simplistically, or at the base, we're a strong partnership in terms of being exclusive betting partners. We hope to take that to our community through DApp on our chain. It's going to be an exclusive arrangement where there won't be other chains that are able to offer that. So, we're very excited to be able to say to the community that this is for you guys and you guys alone. You need to be on our chain. We also hope to be able to pass back some level of incentivization, and that's thanks to the discussions we've had in terms of rebates, etc., that we can incentivize our community to join us, to use the DApp, and to use Betski through us. So exactly what that looks like, that's still to be unpacked, but we see a lot of exciting things to come there.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, everybody, and look forward to tomorrow, where we're going to unpack another day in the life of ETH Canal.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Nick.